All right, we are live. Sorry for the wait there, guys. Twisted Messes is a busy man, and so we were waiting on him to get off some business phone calls, and Amy had to talk to her agent as well.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. So
Yeah,
today,
didn't Ken have to call China and talk to someone about a clone?
yeah, he probably was bitching out all those cloners. So today on the Reviewers Queue, thanks for joining us. We are talking to Instagrammers, some people that are pretty well known on Instagram. As a lot of you guys know, vaping has become huge on Instagram. It's like bigger than YouTube now, and so we thought it'd be awesome to have an Instagram show. So we're gonna go through and introduce everybody. Who should we start with? Squid Dude, tell us a little bit about yourself. Because I think you have a YouTube channel too, right? Your YouTube channel, your Instagram page, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So my name's Ryan. Many of you guys might know me as Squid Dude, and so my Instagram is Squid Dude, and I just started a YouTube channel. It's mostly build tutorials at the moment, but there's going to be some more informational videos in there as well, and that's called The Art of Vaping. And there's a link in my little tag. But yeah, definitely check it out. I'm 28 years old. Well, I'll be 28 at the end of the month. And during the day, I work for an architecture firm, and at night, I build coils.
And why don't you tell everybody what you're vaping on? Everybody always wants to know what you builders like to vape on because, you guys are pros and shit.
Right now, I'm vaping on the Simple Vapor Company strawberry yogurt, and I have a dual fuse Clapton with 26K Anarchist, 40 gauge Canthal, 8 wraps, around a 3mm screwdriver, and the Petrie RDA, vaping at 140 watts.
Nice. All right, up next we have Homeboy OC, or as Grim Green likes to say, Homeboy Yak.
Thank you. I owe you big time for that one, buddy.
When I see your name, I just don't even think Homeboy OC anymore. I read it Homeboy Yak. That's just the way I see it.
You gotta do the song now. You gotta do the song. You threw it out there.
I'm not singing.
All right, anyway. We'll have Nick do that sometime. But yeah, I'm Dwayne, Homeboy OC, Homeboy Yak on Instagram. I do some builds on Instagram. Haven't been doing that much lately just because I've been pretty busy. But I work with Local Vape, so I run their juice lab, and then I'm also partnered with Local Vape on the whole anarchist thing. And so right now I'm vaping on. I got my high on with. I finally got one of these fancy tugboats that everybody's been raving about with the slam cap. And then I got Mahi from Ruby Luna, which is amazing. And then also, one of the perks of Instagram is you get to test out some cool stuff. So I got this 2650 box mod. That's actually it flips between being regulated and series, so you can stack it at 8.4 volts and adjust the voltage from Bleed Trinity is the guy that's working on that. And then on the box mod, running Nick's Rainbow Sherbet in the dark. Pretty good flavor. Just started vaping on that today. It's really good. That's it.
Nice. How come you don't have any of my juice? Oh, you said you ran out. That's right. You didn't. Or am I not paying you enough?
You gave me like 3 milliliters, dude.
Just
I went through that. Look at what I'm vaping on. I need gallons for this.
I'll
thing.
send you a 100 ml. I'll send you a couple 100 mls. All right. Amy, you're next.
It's kind of hard to follow these guys because I don't really do anything as cool as them. So.
Oh, you're pretty damn cool.
No, you're really cooler.
You can blow those.
I'm Amy. Most people know me as Amy Jeanette on Instagram or Amy Hanks on Vine. I started out just doing vape tricks like 15 months ago on Vine and just had fun with it. And it kind of took off and has landed me really cool jobs, being able to travel out to events and just rep different companies, doing what I really enjoy to do. I mean, there's a number of different things that I like to do. It's just pretty much everything. I do it all. And right now I am vaping on some 9 South Vapes Kings Only. It's like a raspberry sugar cookie with like a hint of coconut in it or something. It's really good. And then I've got some Alpha Vape Sweet Tooth because it's the shit. And I have, let's see, 22 gauge parallels in here of Anarchist wire on my Hexone. It's a custom dual parallel unregulated with MOSFET, so I can build low and get away with it.
If it makes you feel better, V always looks at your page and she tries to copy your O's and she gets so fucking frustrated.
That's what I learned.
That's all she does now is just O's constantly. Just.
Yeah, no, I have a friend that I'll be like, here, try this juice, and she's just learned O's. So whenever I hand her the juice, she'll drip it, and then she takes a hit, and then when she's exhaling, she won't exhale. She's just doing O's, and I'm like, stop, like that. But I used to do the same thing, so I get it.
All right, we might ask you to do a few O's later if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right. Last but not least is Kent. We do have 2 gingers on the show today, so if anything screwy happens with your video, it's probably because they're soulless.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
oh.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, people are just really jealous of the orange hairs growing out of all of our follicles of our body, so it's not your fault.
Look at my head. Look at my head. All right.
Right.
I can't say
Your
shit.
jealousy. Exactly. I'm Kent Hill. I do the page Twisted Messes and the YouTube. And what was I supposed to talk about?
Tell people about yourself. You could tell people about your Addy. Tell them about your channel, your page, what you're vaping on, what kind of underwear you're wearing. I don't know.
On Twisted Messes Instagram page, I used to just post coils like every single day because I had a lot of time to build and something I just really enjoy. And I got a lot of, positive feedback from people, which is cool that you don't have a down like button on Instagram or I might just cry every night. But I got kind of addicted to Instagram and I just keep doing that. And it's a lot of fun. It's a really cool community and it's something I think that, similar to YouTube, but it's a little bit more open-ended. I really like it. It's good. I'm vaping on an IPv3. I've been using this thing ever since you sent it to me, Matt.
Where'd you get that sweet IPv3 from?
Yeah, suck my mod. He's an angel of a man. He has his moments. And the juice I'm vaping on work at a company. They have a juice manufacturing lab too, and they're coming out with a Twisted Messes line. So I've been making them do all these weird flavors, and it's fun.
He's also got a pretty killer Addy, which I am using right now. It's sexy. I love the blue. So, what's your website? TwistedMesses.com.
Yeah.
Go buy it. Go buy it so you can get Kent faster internet.
I think I'm hogging all the bandwidth in the metro area, maybe.
Must be your fault, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys live really close to each other.
We actually haven't met in person yet. We need to have lunch one day.
All right.
Candy, would you like to talk about yourself, since when you're doing the intro, you always put
I know, I make you do it. I'm Candy. Hi. You guys all know me. I've got a channel. Let's see, tonight I finally got a Sigelei 150. I'm a few months behind on the curve there. And I'm vaping on some blueberry yogurt. It's not bad. Not bad at all. So that's what I got. I'm kind of boring tonight. And I have to leave for a work meeting, so I might scoot out, without saying goodbye by about 9 o'clock. So
All right, so where are we going to start with this? There's a lot of shit we can talk about with these guys. All right, so how about this? We'll go down the list because we did write some stuff down. Instagram's just blown up like the last year when it came to vaping. I personally love it. It's like the least amount of trolls. Everyone's happier on Instagram for some reason. Then you go to YouTube and everybody fucking hates me. But so I love Instagram. Like, what do you guys think is like, like what made you want to start, using Instagram as your outlet, and why do you guys think vaping's just gotten so damn big lately on Instagram? Who wants to go first? Squidid?
Oh, damn. Good. All right.
You got something to say.
All right. So, I started posting on Instagram because it was extremely easy. The user interface is really easy. Like I mentioned, I just started YouTube, and I'm still trying to figure it out. And I have a high production value, so Instagram is it's real easy, and you can throw some stuff together. And I mean, it doesn't matter if you're making multiple posts a week. If you have one bad post, it doesn't really matter. So I started. I mean, my Instagram page was a personal page, and when I quit smoking and started vaping, specifically when I started building, I just started posting on there, and then I transformed it into a vape dedicated page, and kind of have just been going with it. And yeah, the attention that I've gotten on there has been great, and I've been doing it for a little bit over a year now, so I just keep doing it.
Dwayne, how about you?
Oh, well, I was anti-Instagram for the longest time and anti-Facebook, and my cousin made me a page, so that's kind of how I got thrown into it. And probably like a lot of people out there, I had like my private Instagram page, and then when I started to get into vaping and all that, I'm pretty sure my family members were tired of seeing pictures of coils and vapes and stuff like that. So I made the OC page just so I could start posting stuff and following people in the vape industry. And for me, it's easy. Like, I don't know, I like Instagram. It seems to get like a ton more traction than you ever get on Facebook or any of the other apps that they've tried to launch that mimic Instagram. So I don't know, it's just easy for me.
Amy, what got you into it?
What got me into it was I've always had sex in my personal page. That's why I feel like I don't have a cute little vape name or anything. But I started out on Vine just with the videos, and I don't know, like it just kind of died out. So a lot of us took to Instagram, and I think me personally, I enjoy it more because I can personalize with people better. I mean, everybody, we all kind of have something really cool in common, and that's just the common ground of us quitting, cigarettes, and we're vaping, and everyone kind of wants, somewhere to belong or to get that sense of belonging somewhere, and, Instagram is a great place for that. I just enjoy it. I like to interact and, watch everybody else's stuff and see their posts, and I learn a lot and take what I learn, and I just kind of put my own spin on it.
It's funny because before I had a YouTube channel, I did not like Instagram. I guess I just didn't give it a chance. I didn't really see the point of it. It's like, might as well go to Facebook where people can interact a little more and stuff. But the vaping scene on Instagram, like if people out there haven't given it a try, like it might sell you because it's just cool. Like, it's a place to see a lot of the newest mods. It's the place to see coil builds. There's obviously, like, I don't know, vape models, if that's your thing. It's just awesome for me. I check out Instagram probably more than any other social media site now. Kent, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah. I never had a personal Instagram. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. I never had a personal Instagram at all. I didn't even know how it worked. Like, I got into coil building, and I wanted to take pictures of it and, like, share ideas with people. And so I started doing it on Facebook, and then I was like Googling what could make your pictures look nicer, and it said like Instagram. So I just downloaded the app and was using it to edit my pictures for Facebook to make them look nice. And so I didn't even know how to use it. I didn't know what a hashtag was or anything. And so if you look at like the first 3 months of my Instagram, there's no hashtags or anything. I was just using it to filter my pictures, and I didn't even know that you could get followers or how you did that at all. And then I think I like put a hashtag one time, and then it started just a chain reaction. But what I like about Instagram for vaping, especially coil builds, is that you could go to like a builder that you like and that you enjoy their builds, and you can look back through their history and see like the evolution of their skills progressing over time. You know, it has that whole history there, which Facebook is lacking, and I think which, I mean, YouTube takes a lot more work to do something like that, but it's just nice to have it all available there, and you can go back and there's a history to it, you know.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say? Something, Candy?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard. Never mind. I'm hearing things. What do you guys like as far as the hashtag things? You think the hashtag thing, when it comes to vaping, like if somebody out there wants to start an Instagram on vape tricks or whatever, you think the hashtags help quite a bit as far as like growing your followers and stuff?
Yes.
I think to a certain degree, yeah.
I mean, I'll just say they help because, I don't know, it's a really weird system. But rather than like not putting any hashtags, it gives people the ability to, you know, say some random person has typed in vape tricks, or, you know, like there's popular hashtags like teen pool smoke tricks, even though it's not smoke. But you can go there at any time, and, you know, there's just endless amounts of posts, and that's just giving you a chance for someone to come across your page and be like, oh, like I really like it, you know. And I mean, it just depends. Like Dwayne was saying, I want to hear what he has to say.
Well, to a certain degree, like the hashtags have been kind of played out. Like if you go on like coil porn's hashtag, which used to be like a good one to search, you know, you could run through that pretty quick. But now, God, I dare to say there's probably over 100,000 on that. So, and with that comes also like the spam bots that they got on Instagram, which just bug the shit out of me. So like you just got to be selective, I guess, on like what hashtags you're using. Like I'll search like Coil Smith or Coil Art because that's like a lower known hashtag, and then go through that and check out people's builds and stuff. So I just kind of been staying away from the more popular hashtags lately.
Yeah, it seems like proper hashtagging is kind of like how, like with a YouTube channel, like if you're a new YouTube channel, it's all about your title, but then also using those same keywords in your title and your description. You have a better chance of getting found that way, and so it's kind of like one of the only ways that people are really gonna ever find you, basically. Have you guys ever like tried any of the other vape specific apps? Like what are some of them?
Vape Boss, Vape Tilly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Local did one. I know Local Vape had one going for a minute. It's probably still on. Yeah, it's just slow. Like the apps, they're trying to mimic Instagram, but they're just not up to speed. They're not there. They don't have that money behind them to make them like Instagram.
Yeah, it seems like Vape Boss could have been decent, but they didn't have some of those key features that Instagram had.
Yeah,
there were just like little weird, quirky things about it.
I think also with that, you know, like we like simplicity, and I think the more apps that are out there, it becomes overwhelming. At least for me, like I know my main daily routine is Facebook, Instagram or Facebook. Like I don't like to have to go all over the place because I'm already like, you know, overwhelmed sometimes just with the notifications I get through them. So often I just forget about the other apps, and that's kind of how that goes.
Yeah, it's hard to adopt something new. At least for me, like it's just like, God, another thing I gotta go look at. Like, there's YouTube, Reddit, Facebook, Instagram. I don't know if I could handle another one unless it was just amazing.
I tried to adopt the Vapedom. I was like, oh, this looks like it could be cool, but then I just kind of kept forgetting to check it.
Yeah, you forget.
I find myself posting the same stuff on all of them. You know what I mean? So I might as well go back to Instagram and see the same stuff because it's basically you post to Instagram, then you go to Vape Boss and you post to that app. And for me, it's just easier to just be on one page. Instagram just seems to be where it's at. You know?
Well, and Instagram will post to your Twitter and to your Facebook and other places too. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, if you're going to come out with a new vape app, it's got to be ready to go the day you release it. So it can't have any bugs. People just want that simplicity. So if you're going to release something, it's got to be good to go. So my experience with all these vape apps is every single one that I downloaded and tried, I've had to dick around with it for a while, and then I end up deleting it and going back to Instagram.
Exactly. They release like a beta. Like once you go to an app once, and if you don't like it, you're never going there again.
Exactly.
So it's just stupid that they release stuff too soon. So how about other Instagram pages? Like who are you guys fans of besides the Suck My Mod page, of course? And I'm just kidding. Who are you guys? Like what pages do you guys follow, and do you suggest other people check out?
There's the classics like Vape Porn, Drip Club, Coil Porn. All of those are pretty much like three standards on Instagram. Vape Pics as well.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Kent? Who do you check out the most?
Can't check.
I think what? Besides Suck My Mod, I also check out. You know who's like a original gangster in the whole thing is Tuhonda Tio. I think he has a really difficult like Instagram name to tell you how to find it, but his name's Edwin GM. He's been on Facebook and stuff too. He's got a shop out in Chicago, and he's been doing like the super clean coil builds for longer than a lot of people. And I like to check out his page, and also Vape Pics. He makes some really cool like artistic vape stuff, and I check out all the coil builders. I mean, there's so many. I mean, I really like Homeboy OC and Squid Dude's page. Probably my favorite ones. Honestly.
Oh, and
There you
Grim
go.
Green. Yeah, so we all love Grim Green's page as well. Oh, and Plumes and Hazard. I think they're there too.
Yeah.
No, and Ruby Roo.
And don't forget Ruby. She's a sweetheart.
Can't forget Ruby. And Candy, you have an Instagram too, right? I follow you.
I do. I haven't learned how to harness the power of it. I think my problem is the hashtags, because typing on my phone, I just start to get tired. I'll type in like 4 and I'm like, fuck it, that's all.
Yeah.
Oh,
You guys type like whole paragraphs of hashtags every time you post.
You have to put it in
Yeah.
a notepad, so then you just go and click copy and paste.
I don't know
So
how to copy and
lazy.
paste on my phone.
Yeah,
You have
Candy.
a little.
Duh. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
never
that's
Yeah.
why. I knew there
somebody
had to
in
be
chat
tricks
said,
that you guys could teach us.
Somebody in chat said D-Dupdex as well. I follow him. He's a cool guy. I've talked to him a few times. And so, yeah, actually, I thought about asking him to come on, but next time. Amy, who do you follow? Like, who are some of your favorites?
Well, I mean, there's, for me it's kind of different because I don't know, I have like a group of vape fan trickers that I follow. Let's see. Well, as far as like girls go, I really like Michaela Vapes, just for like photography and stuff. I dig her style. But for tricks, I really like, I don't know if y'all seen A-Kids. He's pretty young, but he kills it. He has a really big following. And I mean, just the basics, like pretty much everything that was already named, I was nodding my head. I'm looking at it right now, so I should have done my research on this one.
Oh, also, you guys, everybody out there, Kylie Vapes was supposed to come on today as well, but she is sick. And so check her Instagram out. I think it's in the description of the YouTube version of this. So, she's another good has another good trick page. Who else? Did we ask any other? Did all you guys say who you like? Homeboy
I'll
up.
go.
Who do you like, Matt?
Homeboy.
I love all you guys, of course. And
Good
like,
answer.
and you know, if I was single, I would go to places like the Vape Sirens and New Age Cleopatra and some of those. But of course, I don't do that because I'm not single.
Vaping boobs.
No.
Another. I can't believe you forgot Blake Vapes, Matt.
Oh my
Really?
God!
Shame on you, Matt.
Oh, that's what's up. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Blake Vapes is the funny one. Oh my god, that dude cracks me up. I can't get enough of his videos. Also, another good one is they just started that Not Blowing Smoke page. So, like, you got to follow that page and stay up to date on what's going on. And Nick, Grim Green's really good about reposting a lot of that stuff. So I like to follow Nick's page just because he seems to be up to date as far as all the different states and what's going on and what we can do to help support those states. And for me, sometimes on advocacy, sometimes the best I can do is just like repost that stuff on my page, which I'd like to see a lot more people start doing. Just help kind of spread the word. But and then vape porn. I do vape porn and just to see all the new stuff that's coming out. Local Vape, my local Vape family, Ruby Roo, Suck My Mod, all those guys. Those are all good pages.
Yeah, there's also CASA and Vaping Militia have Instagram pages as well, and the Not Blowing Smoke, like you said. Yeah, if I could meet like any person in the vape community right now, it would probably be Blake Vapes. I'm borderline obsessed with that guy. So fucking yeah.
I follow ugly builds. It makes me feel better. I build better than that. Awesome.
Yeah, that's so nasty. I don't know how it's vapable. That looks hazardous. I don't even know. Oh my god.
Oh, some of the shit on there makes you want to vom. Like it's disgusting that people are vaping that.
That kind of stuff walks into the shop all the time, and I feel rude going, can I just get my camera real quick? Hang on. I want to take a picture of this.
So let's move around here on the list. Let's talk about like sponsors and comp teams and stuff like that. Like a lot of the pretty well-known Instagrammers, they're getting sponsored, and there's also like different competition teams. Like, how does that shit work? And like, if somebody out there is wanting to get sponsored, like, how do they do it? Like, how much money are you guys making? Basically, is what I'm asking.
Never asked that question.
That was a joke. I'm joking.
People pay money for this shit?
Dude, what the fuck?
You need to talk after this. Holy cow. That's like a misconception in the industry with a lot of people is like they think they get 30,000 followers and all of a sudden they're going to get like some crazy salary, but that's not how it works whatsoever.
Yeah.
But with the sponsorships, like I don't know, like you gotta put in your time and you gotta put in the work. That's the key thing. Like with the whole anarchist thing and what we do as far as sponsoring people for Wire, we get a lot of requests for it, but it'll be somebody who's 3 or 4 weeks into vaping that just barely knows what they're doing. They're just getting into it, and I take a lot of that into consideration when I'm looking to sponsor people. But dude, it seems like now there's a sponsor for everything in the vape industry. Like the only sponsor I haven't seen is for like grub screws for my Addy. It's the only one I'm missing. I don't know. There might be a Team Grub Screws out there. I'll have to look after this.
So because you sent me,
sorry,
because you sent me Anarchist Wire, does that mean that I'm sponsored by you? Can I say I'm Team Anarchist now?
Yeah, you can say that. I don't know. I don't know about you guys that build above 0.2. I don't even know what that's like.
Yeah, we're fucking squares. Sorry, Candy, what were you going to say?
Well, no, my question was, is sponsorship really about providing the materials so that you can practice and like hone your craft? So it's not really about a paycheck so much as providing you with the wire or the juice that you need to practice your trade? Is that what sponsorship is about?
No, sponsorship on Instagram is basically a marketing platform if you think about it. So, like a lot of people ask, like, oh, how can I get sponsored and blah blah blah, and it's like it's gonna be follower count and it's gonna be an audience that's interested in what you're doing, which usually correlates, right along the same lines as doing a good job on building coils or doing the best smoke tricks or vape tricks, or whatever, So you end up honing your craft. And you're going to get sponsors because you're obviously going to make that sponsor money. A sponsor's not going to send somebody with 50 followers, regardless of how good they are, anything. It doesn't make, financial sense. So.
Yeah, well, but I think what she's saying though is like when you guys get sponsored, they send you product, right? Like if you get sponsored by a juice company, they're going to keep you with a steady diet of their juice, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of you? Well, Amy, you're sponsored, right?
I am.
You have some cool sponsors, aren't you? Sponsored by like Craving Vapor.
Yeah, I've always repped for them, but they just recently officially sponsored me. I don't know. It kind of in the beginning for me, it was about, I guess it was about promotion on both ends. They got promotion through me, and I got exposure through them, which would help my follower count go up. And because regardless, it's a numbers game, and it's just, the way that I run it is they just, for certain companies they look for things, and in the beginning I approach people like it's not just about sitting there and hoping someone just comes up to you. You have to take the initiative and kind of go out and it can't hurt to ask. All they can do is say no, and you're like, oh, okay, I will, But for me, it's not about as many sponsors as I can get, because I turn down a lot, but it's more about the products, the juice, and most importantly, the people. It's a big thing for me to support good people that I know deserve, the attention, and I enjoy helping. I have a following to do it, and when I find a good juice that I haven't seen out there a lot, I'm like, man, just keep me stocked on it, and you got it. I'll hand check the shit out of it, and it works in both ways. They get exposure, and then I really enjoy having people come back to me and say, hey, Amy, I tried that juice. Oh my god, it's amazing, and it's just really awesome to get that feedback, to know that a lot of them, trust my palate and my posts, because I'm not financially encouraged to do what I'm doing. There are people that do it for monetary gain. I'm not one of them. I don't diss it either. We all need to make a living, but I personally am not paid to promote stuff. I just do it, either because I'm sponsored or just because they send it to me and I like it. I don't post anything I don't like. I might do a courteous, thank you for sending this, but as far as, just getting random stuff, if I don't like it, I'm very honest about it. I'll say it's just not for me.
Yeah, I think it's important people know that, no one's getting, super rich. It's just a promotion thing, they send you guys stuff to get their name out there, just like vendors send reviewers stuff. Kent sent me this, so technically I'm sponsored by Twisted Messes now, and
Anarchist.
Kent, so. I'm not talking to you. I don't have one, so Kent's not in the room right now for me.
Hey, you know what? If I say you can have one, then I'm gonna have to tell everyone they can have one.
So don't do it. I'll buy one, okay? But I'm not gonna buy a clone.
Talk to me after the show.
China can suck it.
China is making some really good Twisted Messes RDAs right now.
Yeah, I got that email last week.
Yeah. The center post is nice and small, to fit your petite wires through it stylishly.
Yeah, for those that love to use 32 gauge.
Right.
Yeah, don't buy the Twisted Messes clone. That's fucking ridiculous. But you know, it's one thing if you were like charging like a lot of money, but it's already a great price. That shit pisses me off. Although some of the finishes that those clones are offering are kind of cool. You need to.
Right. I know. I'm behind the game. But on the sponsorship thing, like I've tried it and I'm just bad at it because like I'll send all my friends products and I don't even look if they post or not. Like I'll check it out and be like, oh, thanks for posting, but like I'll just keep sending more and more products to all my friends and I think I'm doing it wrong. It's not, you know. I don't think that's how you're supposed to do
fine,
it.
Ken. You're fine, Ken. You're fine, bro.
Yeah, you need to ask for like sexual favors from Homeboy and stuff.
I don't ask.
No.
I want to know
Vegas.
about competition teams. And so, Amy, does competition team mean you actually compete? Or is it more just a name?
No, there are actually competitive teams out there. For instance, Dwayne has some teams that are, you know, like Team Anarchist and in a certain place, like I know New York, and they go to cloud comps and compete, you know. And a lot of them, they compete for money, not just product. But for me, I don't compete. I'm way past that, so it's very different for everyone, but there's definitely a lot of competition out there. I mean, I guess I'd be lying if I said that I don't compete, but you know, and I'm not on an official like competitive team. I compete with myself. There we go.
I'm just wondering when the next ringers are going to show up to our local cloud comp.
Yeah.
Dude, they're $10,000 cloud comps now.
Holy.
$10,000. Yeah, I'm practicing. I could use 10 G's. Sign me up for that. Dude.
Yeah,
That's
there's a
what's
lot
up.
of money in those now. It's crazy. I've judged a few of them. Like I'm gonna start taking bribes. So what about like apps and equipment? Like as far as because me personally, I don't know how some of you guys can make such awesome pictures. I try and they always look like dog shit. You know, like what about lighting? What kind of apps do you guys use for doing your editing? What kind of phones do you guys have, etc.? Let's Squiddude, let's start with you.
Yeah, I'm probably the worst person to ask for this because
Yeah.
90% of the time I use a DSLR with a 90mm macro lens, and then I have an assortment of different lighting. I mean, super cheap lighting. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like I have about 3 of these, a couple halogen basic art supply lights, and I just use those, and then when I shoot on my camera, I'll just upload them onto my computer and then do my editing in Photoshop, add my watermark, and then export it to my phone. That's usually how I do my ritual. So, but when I'm on the go, there's a lot of times where I'll go to a shop or I'll just be out at a convention and I'll bring my my little macro lens clip and my phone, and I only really use Instagram for the editing part, and then there's a watermark app called EasyP Watermark, and it's one of the best watermark apps that I've been able to use. You can do multiple images, multiple text. You have a lot of control over what you want.
Now, is that just a visual watermark, or is it actually electronic and searchable? Sorry.
Wait, say that again?
Is it just a visual watermark, or is it electronic and searchable?
I'm confused by your question, I guess. I mean, like
there's a way to watermark pictures that's electronic so that you can actually search and see if it's out there being used illegally.
Oh, no, I don't know anything about that. I just I go to the App Store, get an app, and then I'll have an image on my camera roll, and then use that as the watermark.
So you cheat and you use a good camera, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I cheat. I use a good camera. I have a photography background, so that's how I do it.
Ken, how about you? I saw a little bit of your setup when we were at VPX.
Yeah, I got like the really cheap setup that works well. So basically, what I have is a Galaxy S5 phone. I used to have the 4; it worked just as well. And then I have a macro lens attachment. It was like $50. I got on not Instagram. I got on Amazon, and I bought it on Amazon for $50. It came with a stand and all these different lenses, and has macro lenses on it, which I use for coils. And you have to get like an inch away from the coil to make it work and focus. But you, like with just like cheap lighting, like I got this thing right here, a CFL bulb and like a bendable lamp, and you can clamp it on the side of the table and adjust it, you know. And then I have like, I use 2 or 3 different lights depending on what I'm doing. And actually, Ryan, Squid Dude, gave me a lot of tips on that, on using different light bulbs, like the white light or the yellowish kind of light. And I just kind of, I have my phone there, and I have it set up so I say shoot, and it takes a picture, so I don't have to touch it and jiggle it. Because when you're doing the macro lenses, if you jiggle it even a little bit, and it doesn't always work. That's why these guys are laughing at me, because I've been sitting there saying shoot over and over again. But,
I do the same thing, but I say smile.
Smile, cheese, yeah, all that stuff works.
That was possible. Of course
And
it
then
is.
for editing, I just throw it into Instagram, and there's like, on Instagram you have the main filters, which I never use those. And then if you go into like the adjustment, or there's some other button on there, and you can go and change the brightness and contrast and everything, and the warmth, and it has all the different stuff. You can sharpen it. It's basically like a mini Photoshop inside the Instagram app, and that's what I use. And for watermarks, I used to use this thing for Android called Add Watermark. It was $2, but then I realized that it was decreasing the quality of the picture every time that I used it, and sometimes I have to put multiple watermarks because I like making a lot of watermarks on my pictures sometimes. And but then there's another app called Pixay Pro, which works really well. It doesn't mess with the quality at all. It just puts a watermark in there, and it's like a Photoshop for your Android phone. But that's all I use, really.
Dwayne, how about you?
So I use the iPhone 5S, and then I got the Ollie clip off of Amazon for it, and so that seems to work pretty good. I don't have no fancy stand or none of that stuff like these guys, so I'll just hold down and take a bunch of shots, and then I'll select the best shot. If you hold the picture button down, it'll take a couple hundred shots within a minute. As far as apps go, let's see here. Photoshop Express. I got Photoshop Express on my phone. That's a really good app. Play Pick Post. I use that for editing, so I can size it and do the right format for Instagram. And then also I use iWatermark as another app. I like iWatermark because I could save my watermarks in there. So then I'll just go through, whenever I upload a picture into it, I'll just go through and I'll scroll and choose whatever watermark I feel like using on it. And it doesn't mess with the picture quality or anything like that. So that's what I use. I'm ghetto.
Graham told me about one that he uses, and it's good for Instagram, like for like resizing and stuff too, called Enlight, and I've been using that one lately on iPhone. But that one's awesome. So if any of you guys ever wanted to check that out, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
All
right, we'll come back to her.
Okay, now I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
For my videos, I have an iPhone 6 Plus, and it has really good camera on it. It's just awesome. But for like videos, I use Video Shop. It will pretty much take care of anything I need. But I usually have to crop it, so I'll do Crop VS, and And if I want to add pictures, I use the same thing Dwayne does, PS Express. And also another app, like if I need to place a song on there better than what the Video Shop allows, because there's different things like the Video Shop does, but there's a couple things that I prefer to use other apps for. I use something called Vignette, and it helps me put the song like right where I want it. So I'm really glad that I don't have to do all these like things that y'all do for your coils. That's just too much for me.
No, you just have to catch live action tricks.
Yeah, I don't know how some of these guys do it, because I try constantly to get those up close pictures of coils, and they always just end up looking like blobs. But I need to practice.
You gotta have the macro lens, dude.
Yeah, I better get that. Another thing people definitely need to keep in mind is lighting is like a huge deal. Like, I just use a webcam for my videos, but it's all about lighting. Lighting helps so much in getting the right kind of lighting.
Now, I know earlier when we were talking, two of you actually mentioned kind of the same thing, people stealing your pictures, not giving credit back.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
All the time.
I think Amy was the first one to mention that one.
Well, I actually had something just recently kind of upset me a little bit, and I don't know if I should really name drop the pages, but there are 3 really big pages that took a meme that I made and posted it, and the only reason I knew about it is because I had my followers like tagging me and saying that's Amy Jeanette 86 and y'all need to give her credit, and then I'm just like, what the hell, like y'all have almost 100,000 followers, like I kind of missed out there, you know. So actually went back and corrected it, and were nice about it, but I do really appreciate it when they do give me credit. Because for all of us, we put a lot more effort and work into what we do than people think. Like it's not easy, and it's time consuming and it's meticulous. And I know we're probably all a little OCD about our own things, so it's just frustrating to do all that work and then have someone slap it up on their really big page, and you're like, hey, that's me, like can you give me credit? But yeah, so that happened to me.
You don't have to name names. Cut with, excuse me. But it is ridiculous. Like if you're gonna repost, you got to give people credit. Like, why not? Especially with those big pages, like, because that's a big deal. Some of these Instagrams that have like 50,000 followers or more, and yeah, you can't just like take somebody's picture.
Well, I learned a lesson. I am gonna start putting my own mark in there now. Like I've always seen people do it, but I'm just like, I don't need to, And then that happened, and I was like, shit, like not really. Like so, I had someone, actually a really nice follower, hit me up, and he made me my own, and I thought that was the sweetest thing for him to do for me. So I'm gonna use it for things like that, and like I said, it was a valuable lesson learned.
Sometimes that watermark doesn't even work. Like we've had pages that'll just crop out our pictures of the coils and then go ahead and repost them. And oh my God, we got into it with this guy on Instagram. He had a big page. I think he was over 30,000 followers on his page. I know they were a hardware page, and they had wound up reposting one of my coils as their own. And then, like I said, somebody tagged me in it. And we confronted them, and then they proceeded to talk crap to us about it and wanted to take the picture down. So it blew up into some big ordeal where I'm not proud of it, but we wound up like screenshotting it and posting it on our Instagram, and other people reposted it, and it was the wrong way to go about it, that's for sure. I think Twisted Messes was talking to Blue Eyed Goon 83 about this a while ago, because it was really starting to get to us that these pages were just stealing our photos and reposting it. And Kent pretty much was like, I don't even sweat it anymore. I think his comment was he just comments like a little smiley face in the comments. And so now we just kind of take that approach. Like I just don't let them get that power over me anymore. You know, I just kind of just roll with it. I won't even comment on it. I'll like the picture, but I won't even say anything because 90% of the time the people know, you know, that it's not that person's picture anyways. So.
Well, Kent doesn't have to worry about it because everyone that vapes already follows him.
Yeah, dude, but that's what. Okay, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, the reason for that, like, people say that, like, oh, of course you don't care because you have 40-something thousand followers and it doesn't matter anymore.
But
yeah, no, but people really say that, and it's a valid thing to say. But honestly, like, way a long time ago, like probably almost a year ago now, like I was wasting a lot of energy going out and like talking to these people or finding like people who reposted my stuff and getting really upset about it. And I realized like it doesn't matter if I just keep focusing on what I'm doing, everything's gonna be fine, and it's not worth the energy that it takes like wasting energy doing that. Like that's the reasoning behind it. It's not because like oh I don't care, it doesn't affect me. Like it still bothers me.
Yeah, you gotta pick your battles definitely. I mean I've learned that as well. I'm still a loudmouth.
This morning I had a friend, a couple of them. It was the same picture that these other big pages had posted, and they like put it in our group on Facebook, and they were like, "Yeah, you probably should have used a watermark. It's on Tumblr now." And I was like, "Whatever." Like I can't get upset over it. It's done. It's just no use getting upset.
I mean, we're still dealing with the internet, so I mean, you're putting media out there. There's gonna be someone who comes along and just copies it and tries to play it off as their own. And I mean, kind of going back on some of these larger pages who the majority of their posts are reposts. They should be giving you credit. And I only have one beef. It's not even a beef, but one huge repost page has reposted me multiple times, and every single time they have never credited me. They will tag me in the photo, so you gotta like hit the photo to get my tag to pop up, but they won't put it in the comments. And it's like Instagram is all visual. People just want to see it and go as they scroll through. They're not going to stop and look and try to go through. So if you're one of these major repost pages, you should pay homage to who you're taking that media from to supplement your page for. I mean, kind of what Amy said. We who make these posts on our personal pages put a lot of time, a lot of effort into making something nice and manicured and look good. And if you're going to take that to just have substance on your page, the least you can do is just tag us in it. I mean, and I've gotten into it a couple times, but as Kent mentioned as well, it's just you just kind of just do what you do, and the rest will follow. So it still sucks. I mean, it still sucks.
Yeah. Well, I personally enjoy flipping people's shit, so if you guys ever want me to just comment somewhere, let me know, because it's kind of fun.
I'll start tagging you in comments.
Yeah, just tag me and say, Matt, and I like to get myself into trouble. It's always good. What are we going to talk about next? How about trolls? Like I said earlier, Instagram's definitely one of like the friendlier, it's like the opposite of Reddit when it comes to vaping. It's one of the friendlier places to go. At least from my experience with my own Instagram, I don't get nearly as many trolls, but once in a while they do. So like, how do you guys deal with that kind of stuff? Just when somebody starts acting like a dick and says mean stuff. Or Amy, I know like the ladies get it sometimes. There's a lot of creepers out there.
I kind of have a broader perspective on this just because I did something like in the very beginning, like I said, when I started out on Vine, like, I wore some low-cut shirts and stuff, and I got a lot of attention for it, whatever. But then I also got people that were, hating, leaving comments like, oh, she's only getting attention because of her boobs or whatever. So I was like, all right, hands up, like, fine. I started making videos and T-shirts, and I was like, watch, like, I'll still, it's all about like the edits and and your music and stuff. So I kind of proved a point, and for a long time, that's all I did was make videos and take pictures and t-shirts, vape related usually, and I kind of grew my following based on that. So for the most part, I like to say that I usually don't get many trolls, but every blue moon I'll get something, and I just block them. Like, I delete the comment and then I block them. I don't even waste a minute on it because it's just aggravating and not worth my time.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to say real quick is, like, we as human beings, we tend to focus on the negative more than, like, celebrate the positive. And what I have found going into the YouTube realm is roughly about like 10% of people like to be negative. And when they want to be negative, they're fucking mean. And so I tend to concentrate on that 10%. And honestly, Kent, Twisted Messes, I've talked to him a couple times, and he's really guided me through that whole process and how to handle that. And blocking them, that's one method. But I also want those people who hate to continue to see what I'm doing, because deep down I know they're just, they're just mad or something. I don't know. You can't make everyone happy. And fortunately, IG is a pretty neutral platform to post your media on there. But the one thing that I've learned through this whole experience is to just not try to focus on that negativity, because it will bring you down and it'll slow you down on whatever path you're trying to do. So big shout out to Kent for all his positive vibes and knowledge, wisdom.
He's the voice of reason.
For sure.
It's been the voice. But I don't know. I've never really gotten trolled. Like, 1 or 2 times, and I just trolled the fuckers back, and that was the end of it. I guess they don't like to hear what I have to say. I might be mean. I don't know.
I did actually, speaking of Blake Vapes earlier, like, he gets trolled mad hard, and I went to comment on one of his videos, just my own comment, but I saw, like, above, like, this kid was like, die, fight, go kill yourself or something, and I was just like, really? Like, I'm sure your family's really proud of you,
He's just kidding. God.
Yeah, those are the stupidest trolls too, because they're so dumb that some of them actually think he's being real. Like, I've seen some of those, and like, he has real haters. It's fucking hilarious. They don't get that it's a joke. There's just a lot of stupid people. But it's tough though, because the haters sometimes are a lot louder than the nice people, and we do tend to sometimes focus on that. And I've seen comments sometimes before on YouTube, and it's like ruined my day. I try less and less to engage them. Once in a while I do, like, especially if it's about like Vanessa, like, I'm protective of her. But a lot of times it's just easiest to just erase it and just forget about it. Some people are just cruel, and it just shows that they are miserable people.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what's nice about Instagram, though, I hope my internet's not just cutting somebody off, but what's nice about Instagram is that you only see like 3 comments of history back, and then the majority of people don't even go back and read it. And I think that's why it's not like a real good tool for trolls to be attracted to, is because they're like, comments not put at the top with all these votes, and like this controversy doesn't really happen because it gets disappeared really quick. And then, I mean, some people, like, I'll just ignore it, or else I'll just, if they're saying something like real dumb, like, I don't necessarily be like, hey, you're real dumb. I just I just state my opinion and then leave it there. And I mean, at this point, the community is really cool because everybody will jump in and like, and support you in the argument and stuff. But some people, like, if they're just obviously a random person, or if they're trolling and they're under 18, I mean, it's over for them. I block the shit out of them. But then a lot of people too, like, if it's taking too much of my energy or something, and I'm just trying to think of a.
Did we lose Kent?
Cliffhanger.
You there, buddy?
Kent, come back.
Like,
I know,
Next to it, I'll just delete the comment and block them, or make it, or I'll block them first. And you didn't hear anything, huh?
I heard a good portion of it. I think we got your point.
We
Who I
had some
still
guys.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We had some guys. Kent did a pre-release on his RDA, and we had some guys wanted to troll that whole pre-release because Kent was just, just taking pictures of it, but you couldn't see the whole product. And he was doing a pre-release order, and there were quite a few trolls decided to hop on that. Luckily, Blue-Eyed Goon 83, he takes care of them pretty damn quick. He's a good guy to have on your side. He's pretty funny, but like I'm sitting here laughing at the dude's comments, like, dude, what the fuck? Just don't order the fucking RDA if you don't think it's good. Like, it's that easy. But some people decide to leave their 2 cents, and unfortunately, it attracts a lot of other people to it as well.
Yeah.
Who I really feel bad for are the girls, though. Like talking to Ruby about some of the comments she gets is just fucking ugh.
What's that? What does she get?
Oh, just weird, creepy guys, and they say really, really mean or cruel or disgusting shit. I mean, when Vanessa's on a video, we always end up getting stuff like that as well. There's girls out there that have YouTube channels that were in vaping that have quit just because they couldn't handle all the trolls and stuff.
I did get more of that actually when I was on Vine. For some reason, I think a lot of people think that when you do have more followers that, it's harder for us to see comments and stuff, which sometimes that is the case. It is. I will miss a lot sometimes, but generally, especially on Vine, I could notice and see things, and it would just be really ugly stuff. Whether it be them hitting on me in the most grotesque way, or them just straight up calling me ugly. It was just horrible, and I would just block them. I mean, you're not guaranteed a platform of rainbows all the time on social media. There's all kinds of people out there, so it sucks, but we all deal.
You definitely have to get thick skin. There's just, yeah, it's tough. I'm a sensitive little bitch, and sometimes I cry myself to sleep at night. No, what bugs me is it's not the people that come on there and say, Matt, you're funny looking, or Matt, you have a small mouth, or whatever. It's the people that try to attack you with all these big words and stuff and tell you how fucking stupid you are, and oh man, I just want to reach through the screen and basically murder them. Well, that was did I just say that out loud?
One thing that I'd like to touch on, I was having a conversation with a female builder who's pretty popular on the IG platform, and she was telling me about some of her experiences with direct messages from males that were DMing her inappropriate pictures and so forth, and it makes her really apprehensive towards checking her direct messages, which, I have never had that experience at all. And so what I've noticed is I get a lot of DMs all the time, and they're usually questions. So I usually, I try to answer every single one of them. But from a female perspective, I could see how that could be a problem, and wanting to, manage your account, and then you could come off as a dick or a bitch or whatever because you don't check your DMs, just because a few sour apples have to DM you inappropriate shit, and it's just what do you do?
Yeah, it's tough.
Can't live on there to please everyone though. I dropped my Snapchat on there a couple times, and I haven't done it in a long time because obviously that is the epic platform to get nasty stuff from.
Oh yeah.
People are just stupid.
Yeah, Snapchat was just the creators of that had to know what that app was going to be used for.
Snapchat. I refuse. That's one app I will not have. I will not do the Snapchat.
Oh dear.
God. I've heard
Yeah,
stories.
I checked it out for like a day, and then I was like, no, I'm not doing this. We touched on it a little bit already, but let's talk advocacy a little bit more. Things that people on Instagram could do a little bit better. I personally think it would be nice if there were more like mass campaigns and reposting. I need to do a better job at that. Because, I mean, yeah, sometimes you think, oh, well, it's redundant. Graham already reposted it, and Homeboy already reposted it. But really, I mean, it kind of gets the point across if people scroll through their feed and every single person's got the same picture.
Yeah, I mean, some people, that's all they can do. You know what I mean? Like, some people don't have the means or resources to contribute to Casad or Stafada, so at the least you can do is just help kind of spread the message. I mean, there's shit that's going down that's just not right, and we need to be, people that have bigger followings should be reposting and help spread this word because, the people that follow me are different than the people that follow Amy. Like, I would assume 99% of my followers are dudes, So, it helps get a broader range of viewers to see this. Like, what's going on in California right now, if you really look into, why California is so anti-vaping, like, it's disturbing. People need to know what's going on. So, for me, sometimes the best thing I can do is just do a repost, and that's my part.
Yeah, I think what's great is when like, was it Not Blowing Smoke that'll do like the little mini videos or something too? That those really get the point across well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's huge. Like, I worked for a nonprofit organization years ago for a completely different thing, and what I have found through that, and then kind of seeing it in the vape scene, is, it takes a lot of effort for someone to contribute. I mean, the least we can do is make a repost to get the word out, but really what needs to happen is people need to call their congressman or whoever their representatives are. I mean, it hits me, and it hit home for me because in Ohio we have some regulation that's on queue right now that could really kill it for all the local shops here. And I mean, just making a repost is one thing, but day in and day out, if you flood your civic centers and so forth with facts and calls, they're going to be more likely to remove that so they don't have to deal with all of those comments and just, signing a petition and so forth. And it's hard to get people to do that. It's hard. No matter what the platform is, vaping or housing or equal rights or what have you, it's hard to get a movement going. But I feel like in the vaping community, everyone likes to vape, everyone likes to buy their products, everyone likes to shop locally and hang out at shops, but how you bring that energy together and make it useful, it's hard. And I wish I had an answer for how to make that happen. So
yeah, it is. It's tough. But like, in my opinion, it's like people like you guys or us YouTubers, we're in one of the best places to be able to get stuff out to like a large amount of people. And it's our responsibility, especially if we're making money off this industry too, it's our responsibility to do our part. That's kind of why I was pissed off about the whole like summit thing and no advocacy. It's like you guys are making gazillions and you can't do a little bit of advocacy. When you have thousands of people here that have ears, just...
Dude, I seen the space. They could have given them a booth for free. I know they would have shown up. I mean, dude, the place was like a football field long. It was huge.
Now, there was like I found out a little more. There was like more drama behind that. They pissed off a lot of the groups on the last one. But they also didn't try to make anything better, and that's a long story. I'll tell you sometime if you want. It's fucking crazy. But but I'd probably get sued if I said it here. So, did we cover everything? You guys want to talk about anything else? Oh, yeah, Amy, we need some rings before we go. Definitely.
But I do want to say something.
Okay.
I wanted to. There's someone on Instagram that I'm really good friends with. But aside from that, I was drawn to her page because of the drip tips that she makes, and her name is Double Helix Designs LLC on Instagram. So I meant to plug that up in the beginning.
Yes.
I wanted to cover that. But
She's
let's
awesome.
see.
She's awesome.
Uh-oh.
That's skills right there.
Yeah.
You're
You see him?
Yeah, I can see him.
It's
They
always,
were-
this is also the other thing. For vape trickers, it's very hard for us to film sometimes because we have to like make sure there's still air. Like I have to shut the AC off in my house. And a lot of it also is about lighting too. But like if you have a draft or something, like good luck with that. So it's like when I go to these conventions and people try to put me on the spot, I'm like I can try. But depending on like where we are, like if there's wide open spaces with a bunch of people walking by, like you can kind of forget doing anything really well.
Yeah, air is a big thing.
Yeah, I still can't blow no. I've been trying for like 6 months now, and I'm just retarded, I guess. I don't know.
Let's see your own boy. Let's see your
You
own.
want to see an O? All right, here it goes. Dude, prepare yourself.
I'll show you yours, or I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Let's see that O face.
You would. Oh wait, hold on. You're getting
That's as close
potato.
Yeah, all the time. Story of my life, Matt.
Those were potatoes right there.
Yeah, VGod, baby. They've been hitting me up for a sponsorship, but I declined. But I mean, I got a lot right now. Can't do that.
Yeah, like Amy was saying, definitely big shout out to Double Helix Design. She's awesome. She made us, or not made us, but gave us some of these cool little tops. This one's got pink. I got a white one.
Dude,
They
the
look,
Mad Hatties. Yeah, I have that one. I love it.
they're badass. Where's mine at? She's like super nice too. Really
Oh,
cool.
yeah. She's
There's
very,
mine.
very
It's like the-
genuine girl.
Oh, I had one other question. This one's kind of interesting, kind of controversial. What do you guys think about? I think we talked about this in another show too, but it's cool to have Instagrammers on. What do you guys think about vape models in the industry? My opinion, I think some companies do it better than others. I think Local Vape does it better than some others. But like, just as a whole, what do you guys think? Do you think it's good for the industry? You know.
I
Go
have well, okay. Now there's a classy way to go about it, and I do think that Local Vape is a very, very good example of that because they're not like my big issue is if you are like gonna do this and get some models that really don't even vape to like make it look like they do, like at least have them to where it looks like they know how to hit the mod instead of taking a tube and then just like having the most awkward stance ever, and you're like, is she trying to like? It's just
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
I
I don't. Man, I seen that meme where that chick had the mod in her, and I was just like, it's going too far. It's almost like if you follow the tattoo industry, it's kind of rolling over into the vape industry. That's kind of the same thing I'm seeing.
Yeah.
My experience is with, like, I'm a car enthusiast, and models in cars is huge. I mean, like, in anything, you're going to have models. I mean, sex sells. If it doesn't sell, it at least gains attention. So as long as it's geared towards the right thing, whatever it's promoting, then I have no problem with it. You're always gonna see it. So
yeah.
I've just learned to get used to it.
seems like with any industry that, I mean, you know, most like hobbyist vapors, people that are really into vaping, is predominantly men. Not all, obviously. There's a good amount of women too, but any industry that has a lot of men that are like cars, other things, it seems like they always bring in, like, you know, because sex does sell. But I do think that it can be tasteful. I've seen some pictures that, like, even just to me, it's like, God, that's just, ugh. You know, like local vape's cool. Like the girls have to be able to vape. They have to know their shit. They, you know, they actually care about getting the right kind of girls for it. And so I'm not against vape models, but it's, you can do it. Some do it better than others.
Yeah.
All right. I think we about cut. Kent, do you have anything else you'd like to say? Because you've been kind of quiet, buddy, and you're muted right now.
Yeah. You're muted, Kent.
You're muted.
I'll text him. Maybe I'll text him.
Hey, how about now?
All right. You're good.
I'm good now? All right.
Yeah, you're good.
So, I just wanted to say something about build-off competitions for coil building because I started that originally. Like, I had one, I saved up some money, I sold some coils online, I'd raised like $500 or something, and I bought, you know, some authentic gear to have these prizes and had the build-off because, like, I had experienced one of those, and it's, you know, it's what motivated me to get started into building and stuff. And then now it's turned into, like, I almost regret doing it because now it's turned into like this weird competitive sport, and people are getting like really heated about not winning and stuff. And like, I never intended for it to be like that, you know. I didn't want it to be some sort of weird thing where all these, you know, people are like, I should have won, and getting upset and like trolling the people who are holding the contest, you know. And it's not in good spirits anymore, and I don't really like it, so I'm not doing any more build-ups.
To comment on that, Kent, why the fuck did I get 5th place in your build competition? What the fuck, man?
Because, dude, I'm not about to do a fucking braid, bro. How long did you spend on that? I'm lazy. Let's be honest. Yeah, exactly.
The feels are real. It's getting away from the point. Like, the point of this whole vape industry is that we're not smoking, right? Like, coil building is one of the things that kept me from going back to smoking. Like, it was almost, it's a hobby for me, but it also kept me engaged this whole time. So I unfortunately see it going towards a competition sport, which healthy competition is good, but we're forgetting about the main thing. And the main thing is that we're not smoking, we're vaping. Obviously, it's a healthier choice, it's a healthier lifestyle, you know. So I think I see the builders getting away from the roots, and I would like to see it kind of come back full circle towards what it was. And it was just, you know, building coils for us, getting to experience new flavors, you know, and just trying out new stuff. That's what it's about.
Yeah, and also along those same lines, like, that's what attracted to me to coil building in the first place, because it was this totally open platform where everybody was just sharing ideas and totally getting down and just like helping each other grow, and it was cool. Like, it was a shared interest between an unbelievable number of people, which I think is an opportunity that doesn't come along every day in life, you know. Like, people have knitting and scrapbooking stuff or whatever, but like, this is a little cooler because you can replace.
He's cute.
Somebody buy Ken internet, please. Can we do a GoFundMe?
Bro, buy one of my from twistedmisses.com.
I'm gonna do a
If you're
GoFundMe.
getting mad at Kent's connection right now, just go buy an Addy. That's how you can take out your aggressions.
Yeah.
I agree,
Repost.
though. Like, the hobbyist side of vaping is one of the big things that kept me away from smoking. not just because it tastes good and it's enjoyable, but like just the community and the hobby side of it. But some people do just take it way too seriously. Like I've judged a few cloud comps, especially when they're for a lot of money. Like, you know, guys throw fucking bitch fits and stuff, and their buddies like videotaping, and he's like, "Look, you won," and it's just like, fuck off. Like, it's a cloud competition.
Yeah, for fun. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One thing I did want to touch on was reposts. Can we touch on that real quick as far as people getting reposted from bigger pages?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I know a lot of people like have struggles with how to grow their Instagram page, and one of the things that kind of helped me out earlier when I first started was like I had teamed up with a couple people, and we were just reposting each other's stuff on our pages, and that seemed to help. Like now, I don't know, the industry's pretty saturated, so
Yeah.
you know, like you'd get reposted by coil porn, and then you'd get a couple hundred followers. Now you get reposted by that page, and you know you might get 10, 15 followers off of it. Get reposted by Twisted Messes, and you'll get a couple hundred followers.
Oh yeah.
But you know, you shouldn't. I mean, people really shouldn't judge themselves on like how many followers they have. Like, if I had 100 followers on my page, I'd still be doing the same thing. Like, it's really not relevant. And you know, I've had people even reach out to me and say like they're looking for sponsorships to, you know, help further their career, which to me is just outrageous. Like, you know, you're just doing this for fun. It's a hobby. It's not like you know, an income for anybody. So that was just my 2 cents.
It is tough. Like, the YouTube game is saturated as well. I get emails every day on how to get more subscribers and stuff, and I came in late too. But I mean, even from when like I started my channel to like now, I mean, there's so many people. It's not to say people can't get popular now, but it's definitely harder, I think, than back in the day. You know, like when the only people making videos were like Grim Green. Old Grandpa Graham. Love you, buddy. So I think we covered it all. I'm going to post some Instagram pictures tonight and tell everybody that I am sponsored by Anarchist and Twisted Messes, and that's going to make me really fucking popular.
Hey, you're sponsored by Squid Dude, too.
By who?
Squid Dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Squid. I have Squid Dude coils, you're right.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
Well, actually, I am going to pop those in, dude, because I found them after our move, and I'm going to put them into this head, the Velocity. So
Be careful. Dude, be careful. I don't know if you're ready for all that.
Is it hardcore?
Yeah, you should put those in your Twisted Messes RDA. Just a suggestion. The post holes are really nice.
I don't want to like start melting off this pretty blue finish or anything, though.
That'll hold up. It's good.
Possibility.
Yeah. Trust me, I put a .04 build on that Twisted Messes RDA, and yeah, it held up. So it gets my approval. Yeah. Matt, do you know what that is? .04?
It's just, yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Can
I do that with 28 gauge?
No.
I build lower, and like this is Kent's build, and it's .12. That's kind of badass, right?
That is, yeah.
Sorta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm cool like you guys. Not really. I'm fucking old and a pussy. All right. Well, thanks to all of you guys for coming on. If you guys want to check out their Instagram pages, there will be a link on the YouTube description for this video. Definitely check them out and go buy one of Kent's RDAs so he can upgrade equipment and get a haircut. Yeah, thanks so much, guys. And thanks everybody for watching.